What does the song Mastermind say about you, according to a hella addicted psychology graduate student? Oh boy. So I've been on an epic spree, Epic the Musical. I don't know if you've heard about it. If you've been on my channel, you have, because it's amazing. And I wasn't ready for this. I wasn't. Wow. It rose up from hell and it slapped me in the face and it said, oh, you think you're done with the Helluvaboss series? Ha! Fool. Let's just ease our way into this, shall we? Just ride with the training wheels before we take them off and go veering towards a cliff, because there is a lot to discuss in this. In camp number 1, safe little camp number 1, you love this because Patrick Page, Hadestown, Count Frollo, the Broadway version, himself, the amazing deep bass notes that just trickled into your very soul, that made you stop what you were doing, put down whatever you were holding, and stare and just go, well, that's a thing. The fact that the part was made specifically with him in mind to get those low notes that just resonate within everybody is so telling of how amazing the composers are. When you have someone in mind and you write a song around them, it's just going to be incredible. It's going to be amazing, and it was. You are simultaneously terrified and aroused. You're scaroused by this man, and that's okay. You are right. You are correct. That is the intention, and here we are. But you're also the person who picked up on the subtlety that he's lying about Lucifer, and so when Vivzie released what she did, you went, aha! I knew it! And you told everybody that was in earshot. You're like, he's lying about reigning over hell and being there before Lucifer. Yeah, he's Satan. Why are we surprised? I don't feel like that needed to be said, and yet here we are. So that is a fact that you know. He is lying. He is the father of lies. We know this. You enjoyed this song for the vibes and for the vibes alone, and for that I say, well done. Here's your juice box. Go have a seat. Thank you. This is going to be particularly interesting because for the first time in my analysis series history, Camp 2 and 3 interlock. Much like Stolas and Blitz themselves, one camp cannot exist without the other, or if they do, because nothing's a concrete statement, they're very closely related. Camp 2, you see yourself as Stolas in this song. You wonderful, hopeless romantic. How many times have you rehearsed that very scene? May not have been that way, but you have rehearsed a scene where you stand in front of the person that you love and you say, I will take care of them. I will defend them. It doesn't matter what comes our way. True love will prevail. What up, theater kids? What up, book talk? What up, every single person who has ever thought, if I just do the thing right, that person will love me. How you doing? Your penchant for self-sacrifice has reached an alarming level. You are the person who will never, and I mean never, take the last piece of pizza if there are other people in the room, because every single person needs to be fed before you are. You are also the person who will hold open the door for an alarming amount of time. Entire lines of people will go through and you're still there. Yeah, no worries, it's great. Baby, it is good to have the ability to put other people before you, to not have that desire to be self-absorbed, but it's actually okay to be a little selfish. Selfish has a weird connotation around it. If we hear selfish, we hear that it's bad and wrong. It's not, if it's in a healthy level. And that's what you need to learn. It is okay to put yourself first. It is okay to focus on you and your needs and your wants, especially when you get into a relationship. Because much like our beautiful bird boy, you will give up every single thing you have. Your happiness, your money, your energy, your very sense of self, if it means putting somebody that you love in a better light. You probably are the person who has been in those kind of relationships where everyone around you is like, I don't see it. I don't know if you should be with that person. You're like, no, but you don't know them. Yeah, no, they're a little rough around the edges, but you don't know them like I do. They're really sweet. And that doesn't mean that it always has to jump to an abusive level. People like to live in extremes. It may not be an abusive relationship, but it might not be the best for you. You may not click the way with that person that you should, but you honestly believe that if you are just good enough and you are kind enough and you do all the right things, then that person will not leave you because you have such a deep fear of being left, of being wrong, of not loving someone the way that you should. And the reason why I'm putting the theater kids in the Stolas camp and not the Blitz camp is because there was not a single theater child, present or former, that watched that scene and did not get that little rush in their chest of our sweet Prince Stolas with his gorgeous voice doing a full like Disney villain baddie thing where he's like, hee hee, I am the mastermind. Because it wasn't enough for Stolas to just come in and be like, hey, you know what? You've got the wrong guy. That's who I am. I did all of this. No. He had to address it in song. You felt that in your core. So did I. I'm that person too. You beautiful, soft-hearted little being, it is okay to be giving and to be loving and to be present in your relationship, but it's also okay to have some boundaries and to stand up for yourself and to not throw yourself on the sword any single time something goes wrong, because you are always the person who says, I'm sorry first. You are always the person who is so anxiously awaiting. Like anytime there's a problem in your relationship, you don't think, maybe they're wrong. No. It is always you. It is always, I said something wrong. I did the bad thing. Why am I like this? Why do I always mess things up? Why? It's not always you. It takes two to tango, baby. It is okay to self-reflect. It is okay to be introspective. And it's also okay to realize that there's two people in a relationship and you can sit down and talk about it. And camp number 3, my Blitz people, how are you doing? Because the range of emotions, you got on an emotional roller coaster in this episode from beginning to end. Every single moment was so many highs and lows for you. Or were you exhausted afterwards? Like, how's your heart doing? How's your emotional regulation? Because there were so many moments that were simultaneously horrific and heartbreaking and yet uplifting and victorious. And how you doing? I'm curious. And despite all the things that were said about Blitz and to Blitz and from Blitz, there is one line in particular that's just hitting you right, and you know which one it is, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Look into the windows to my soul as I say it. What are you doing? I don't deserve this. Because when was the last time you ever felt like you deserve the things you have in life? How is that imposter syndrome doing? I didn't think it was doing great. Whether it is your relationships, your friendships, your accomplishments, whatever it is, you genuinely believe in your heart of hearts that you do not deserve the things that you have. You do not deserve the people in your life. And anytime someone shows you kindness, you always think that there's strings attached, because there's no possible way that someone could just want to be kind to you, because why would they? You are a terrible human being. You are a monster. If they knew what was going on in your thoughts, they would not want to be around you. If they knew the kind of fantasies that you have had, the different plots that you have made, or just how sick you look at things, no one would want to be around you. I've got news for you, baby doll. Everyone thinks that way. Doesn't matter who. I very rarely make concrete statements, but this is one of those times I will make an exception. Very, very few people think that they are good. Most of the time, people think that they are terrible. Most people think that there is just something innately wrong with them and that we're all just masking and no one will actually love us for who we are. I have such wonderful, wonderful confirmation on the opposite end. You are good. You are so good, and you do deserve these things. Much like Blitz instilled all of this love and all of this camaraderie around him, you instill that as well. You deserve to be here. You deserve to have someone defend you. I am so proud of the friendships you have cultivated, the relationships you have made. You deserve to be here. I'm so proud of you. You keep on trying, you keep on rising up, and I'll see you in the next part. Stay classy, my darlings.